Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. It is Adrian Cuellar here, and I'm actually very excited for today's video because for those of you that don't know, I actually put a sticker on my Instagram story, Ask Me a Question sticker, because I want you guys to know more about me and what I do. So yeah, like I said, I'm very excited for this interview. This one's an open question interview, and like I said, I picked the top 5 questions that I feel touched me the most, and yeah, I can't wait to get started. So here we go with the first question. Alright, so the first question is, what was the best accomplishment you have accomplished in your life? That is a very good question. The best accomplishment I've ever accomplished is actually very simple. The fact of simply just being alive. Now, some of you guys may be confused. Being alive, what do you mean? Well, if you guys don't know, the possibilities of you even being alive and born is 1 in 400 trillion. Think about that for a second. That's amazing. And if that's not an accomplishment, then I don't know what is. So 1 in 400 trillion, and God chose you. God chose you. So here I am living life to its fullest, and I look at it like this. Each and every day is a blessing from God. Each and every day. So I think about it every day, another blessing. I actually want to tell you a little routine that I actually do in the morning. In the morning, every day, when I wake up, as soon as I get up, I give myself the sign of the cross to thank God that I'm alive, because being alive is an absolute blessing. And every night before I go to sleep, I pray to God that I'm alive tomorrow and the next day, because each and every day will be better. I promise you guys. So the simple fact of just being alive, that is an accomplishment that not many can say. So guys, that was the best accomplishment that I've ever accomplished. Now let's move on to the second question. Ooh, this one's a good one. What or who is your inspiration for this podcast and just in general? Well, I've been waiting to answer this question ever since I started this. So for this podcast, well, simply, you guys, the viewers, my family, my girlfriend, and above all, like I said, God. God is my main motivator to do everything. One thing that you guys have to remember is listen very closely. If you lose your faith, you lose your way. So no matter how hard life gets, I want you guys to remember that one thing. If you lose your faith, you'll lose your way. So no matter how hard things get, continue to have faith in God and yourself. And I promise you, you will find your way. God will put a path for you, and all you have to do is follow it and let God handle the rest. So yeah, like I said, first things first, you guys, my supporters, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but in one of my first ever videos that I've made, I mentioned that I was a coach. So I actually used to coach at Washington Academic Middle School in Sanger, also known as WAMS, and now I'm blessed to have the opportunity to have a bigger position at the new high school, Sanger West High School. I actually got offered an assistant coach position for the cross country and track and field team. So if anything, my athletes as well are big motivators, because I want to change your guys' lives, and I feel like me coaching has really inspired me to kind of start this whole podcast thing, because the lives of the young kids that I was coaching, they really looked up to whatever I taught. And then now that I'm here at the high school, these older teens continue to look up at what I teach to them. So if anything, that's honestly what got me started to do this podcast thing, because if I could teach other young people, I want to continue to teach everyone else, the whole world. I want my message to spread across the world so that people can know what I'm about and what I want to become. So that's one of my main motivators. And just in general, one of my main motivators is, just like I said, my family, my girlfriend, God. So yeah, my family has been there since day one, especially my parents. I'm the oldest of 5, so they have been there for me every step of the way. So everything that I do it for them. So yeah, they're basically like my main motivators just in general in life, because they have always taught me what I'm teaching you guys. I've always looked up to them. I've always looked up to my parents, them always teaching me the ways of life, push hard, never give up, once you start something, commit to it. And yeah, so I gotta give it up to my parents. They have been my stone for my whole life. And then moving on, my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend, and I have been together for 4 years now, and ever since she came into my life, she has motivated me to become a better person, just to continue striving towards those goals that I have in life. And guys, one thing that I want you to remember is that when you get into into these relationships, you want to be with a partner that is there with you since the start, from your struggles. Then you want to give them everything when you have everything. So when you get everything, you want to make sure they have everything because they were with you since the struggles. Never settle for someone who is not going to be there for you through the start, through your struggles, because they're not worth it. Because all they want is they want you when you're up here. They don't want you when you're down here. Never settle for someone that just wants you up here. I was blessed with the opportunity to have an amazing girlfriend, an amazing partner that motivates me just as much as my family. And lastly, above all, God. God is my main motivator to do everything in life because I'm a really religious person. So, like I said, if you lose your faith, you'll lose your way. So I always continue to pray every night and do the sign of the cross every morning and thank God for another opportunity of life, because not everyone gets the luxury of even being alive, and not everyone gets the luxury of being alive for that long. So just think about every day as a new blessing in life. All right. So yeah, those are my main motivators in general. And just to start this podcast, that was a really great question. Moving on, what keeps you disciplined to continue running, and what keeps you motivated in the highs and the lows? That is another great question, guys. You guys are asking me some really great questions. So for those of you that don't know, I am a runner. I run marathons. I ran at Sanger High, but now I'm currently just running marathons competitively for myself. What keeps me disciplined is myself. Sometimes you may not have people around you that have the best discipline or that motivate you, but what keeps me disciplined is obviously, myself, and like I said, my family, my girlfriend, God. So those are the people that keep me disciplined. You guys keep me disciplined, obviously, because I only don't need to stay disciplined just in the running aspect, but just in general, taking care of myself and then making these videos for you guys. You got to be able to stay focused in order to stay disciplined, because if you don't have discipline, then you won't be focused. So to answer the question, what keeps me disciplined is running is myself. I've always considered myself as a very disciplined person growing up. When I was little, ever since I can remember, I eat a lot of junk food. I would throw up a lot before. When I was when you're little, you like to eat a lot of candy, a lot of junk, a lot of sweets. When I was around 10 years old, I just hated it, because nobody likes the feeling of throwing up, am I right? So ever since then, I just kind of started eating better, healthier. I mean, I was always this body type. I've never been big, but just I still threw up a lot and I didn't like the feeling of it. So ever since I was 10, I cut off certain things. I limit myself to sweets. I cut off soda completely. So I'm 20 years old currently, so I haven't drank a can of soda in over 8 to 10 years, I would say. I feel like cutting certain things out of my diet really kept me disciplined to other aspects in life. And for those of you that don't know, I don't run on a team. I actually run for myself. So yeah, discipline is actually necessary for me, because when you do things solo, it isn't always easy. So like I said, I had to learn how to discipline just myself, because I don't have a team right now. When I run solo. Thankfully, like I said, I got the assistant coaching job, so I'm running with the athletes over there, but I usually like to do my runs in the morning and then do afternoon runs with them. I really have to have a strong mindset. That's really what you do to keep yourself disciplined. You have to have a strong mindset. You can't let in. So when you see some sweets, you just have to say no. The more you say no, the more easier it's gonna get. That's how it gets in life, not only for healthy eating, but just exercising. The more you exercise, the more you're gonna want to do it, because the more easier it's gonna get. Now, there may be some days where I'm just oh, I don't want to get out of bed, but I know that getting out of bed and going out to run is gonna make me a better runner. So that's what I do to stay disciplined ultimately. And then the second part of the question was, what keeps you motivated in the highs and lows? I'm gonna keep repeating myself. My family, my supporters, you guys, my girlfriend, God. That's what keeps me really actually motivated when I'm in the highs and the lows. And sometimes you feel like you may have nobody, and that's true. Sometimes you may have nobody, but the one thing that you have to remember is that you still have yourself and God. You will always have God. You got to be able to motivate yourself, and one way to motivate yourself is just giving yourself positive talk. I can do this. I look great in the morning. I look amazing. I'm an amazing person. I'm alive. Telling yourself stuff like that. Some people may think it's funny, but it's actually really good therapy to have self-talk once in a while, because it helps you strive towards those goals that you have, and it makes a big difference. Because if you're just negative, it's not going to help you out. now, if you're just like feel like giving up, I don't want to go run today, I don't want to go do this today, it's gonna be really tough for you if you have negative thoughts. So just when you're on your lows and your highs, always continue to have self-positive talk. So yeah, that's my answer for that question. And yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So this one was actually written by two separate people, but it's almost like the same question, so I'm gonna answer them as one. So the first question was, what difference do you think you'll be making with this podcast? And the second person asked, what do you want to accomplish from what you are teaching to your viewers? So it's almost like the same thing. I've been waiting for this question as well. So like I said earlier, like I want to be able to change people's lives. I want people to know that there's more to life, and for them not to give up on life. Like doing some crazy stuff is a big thing, and it's a harsh thing, and I'm just here to tell you that to stop and to think about it and to just know that there's more to life. Like I said, every day is a new blessing from God. God has brought you into this world so that you could be successful, so that you could win. And I actually wrote something back in 8th grade. It was a words of wisdom page that they put on the yearbook, and I was lucky enough to get my quote on there. So here's what I said back in 8th grade. I said, God gave you a gift. He gave you life. He gave it to you to succeed, to win, and to have faith. If that's what you did with it, then that's your gift back to Him. So like I said earlier, every day is a new blessing, and like I said, God gave you a gift. He gave you life, and everyone, and I mean everyone, has a purpose in this world. That's exactly why you were that one out of 400 trillion to be alive. You have to be the one to search for your purpose, for your why. Many times we question in this world, why am I alive? What's the purpose of being alive? Well, that's for you to find out, because like I said, God gave you this gift of life, so you got to appreciate every single moment that you're alive, because life flashes in an instant. You don't know when your last tick will be. You don't know when your last heartbeat will be. You don't know any of that. We can't control any of that. So you got to cherish everything, and I mean every moment that you have with your loved ones, yourself, your relationships. So the difference that I want to make is I want to change people's lives. I want to spread positivity, and many may think that I'm doing this just as another project, or but it's not. I really want to go in this full time and just really help people see the beauty of life, and to keep going, to have a strong mindset, to not let people get to you, because in this world there will always be you against yourself. So what I want to accomplish from what I'm teaching my viewers, well, like I said, I want to accomplish getting my viewers a different mindset on life, a different opportunity. I want people to continue pushing through the struggles, the obstacles that they have in life. And that's what I wish to gain from this podcast. I really hope that these videos help you guys out, help you guys see life from a different perspective. And yeah, that's my absolute main goal for this podcast. I'm doing it for you guys, and I want to change your guys' lives. And I know that God is doing everything in His power to make sure that my message, that my word gets spread across the world. That's my goal. I want my message to be spread all over the world, so that everyone can see what I'm about and what I want to teach to you guys. So yeah, that is a very good question, guys. Thank you so much to those who asked those two questions. I really appreciate it. So guys, the last and final question is, what is your take on self-love and confidence? Well, like I said, sometimes in life you may only have yourself and God. So you have to be able to love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, trust me, you will not be able to love anyone else. That's how it goes. You can't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. Please remember that and instill that into your head. So a lot of people may think, going back to the relationship aspect of it, a lot of people may think, oh no, I'm ready for a relationship, I'm ready to be in love, right? Sometimes they don't understand that, they don't love themselves, but then they think that they love someone else. But in reality, that's not true, because the first thing that you have to do is be able to love yourself before you love anyone else. So if you tell yourself, like, oh, I'm ready for a relationship, but I don't love myself, but I'm ready to love someone else, then I recommend you work more on yourself first before loving other people. Because if you're in a relationship and you don't love yourself, but you think you love the other person, that's just lust, it's not love. So guys, that's a big thing that you guys really have to remember and really pay close attention to. You have to really love yourself before you go out there and love someone else. Self-love is one of the most important things in life, you know, just in general, not even if you want to be in a relationship, but just in general, you want to love yourself. And part of doing that is, like I said earlier, doing a little bit of self-talk, positive self-talk. Something that my coach always used to say in high school was, don't be a divider or subtractor. Be an adder and a multiplier. When he would tell us, you know, when we were on a team, on the cross-country team, he would always say that to us. He would say, don't be a subtractor, be an adder, meaning spread positivity rather than negativity. Tell people to continue pushing rather than tell them that they're not good enough. That's what he meant by that, and you know, that really stuck to me. And that was more for like the team, but you could use that aspect in life in general. You know, if you want to form good friendships, good relationships, you know, you want to be able to push that person, motivate that person. You can't just put them down. You have to bring people up, you know. And as far as confidence, self-confidence, that is something that you're really gonna need to push through every obstacle in life. You have to have confidence in yourself, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then it's gonna be really hard for you to push through those hard obstacles. And self-confidence that you have, it's really gonna help you with other aspects in life. Once you gain the aspect of having that self-confidence, then you're gonna be able to do anything else. Everything else is gonna come much easier. Self-motivation, self-discipline, but you got to start off with having self-confidence, because you know, and like I said, going back to the positive talk helps establish that self-confidence in you. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful inside and out. Tell yourself that you're handsome, that you're pretty, you know, that you're worth something, all right? Because that is really gonna help you guys get ahead. And if you guys just start by doing that every day, you know, and doing the sign of the cross, like I said, that is really gonna help life get easier for you. And I promise you guys will cherish life a lot more. I promise. I really promise you guys. This wasn't in the questions, but one thing that I also want you guys to remember is that whenever you get a job and you get a family, don't ever put your job before your family. Family and God will always come first. A job could always come second. Anything else could always come second. But always put your family and God in that first spot, because you don't want to be that type of person to just be at work every day and miss all those memories, miss all those times with your loved ones. Because remember, listen very closely to this. You could always make more money. You can't make more time. Please instill that into your minds. I'm gonna say it again. You could always make more money, but you can't make more time. Time is one of the most valuable assets in life. You can't take it back. Whatever happened before, you can't change what happened in the past, because time goes on and on and on. You can't stop it. You don't get a lot of it. But money you can make anytime. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So always, and I mean always, cherish the time that you have with all your loved ones. Please. And one last thing, like I said, don't ever lose your faith in God, because if you lose your faith, you will lose your way. Thank you so much, guys, for these amazing questions. I really hope you guys learned more about me, and I really hope that I answered all of your guys' questions. I did the best of my ability to answer the questions. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and most of all, share to all your family and friends. Like I said, I'm trying to just change people's lives and spread positivity. So please share this to your family and friends. Continue to spread the word, alright guys? Alright guys, it was Adrian Cuellar here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya. Cuellar out.